everyone. Kent Malmros here, Senior Director of Vault Training at Veeva Systems. I'm joined by my good friend, Graham O'Keefe, founder and CEO of Learnaboutgmp. We've been having really fascinating and compelling conversations about the relationship between e-learning content, e-learning software, how life sciences companies should think about selecting, deploying, and succeeding with each. And I want to continue with a topic that is near and dear to my heart that I've spoken about quite a bit with industry peers and friends, and that's microlearning. And Graham, I think when most people think about selecting an e-learning content provider, they still think about macro learning assets, those traditional 45 to 60-minute asynchronous slide-based modules. And of course, you can successfully deploy microlearning and macro learning to create a good and effective training plan. But I think more and more, we should be looking for vendors who do both. Curious how microlearning has impacted your business and what your philosophy is on deploying it as part of Learnaboutgmp library.
Yeah, and look, that's a great question. And that's something that's really kind of changed our business model as well. And it's something we learned very early on, I suppose, in the process, is that you know, it's fine to roll out the longer style courses, like the 45-minute to the 60-minute accredited courses, and they have to be done. And, you know, you need to get deep dives in certain topics. But more and more now companies want that micro learning aspect of their continuous education, okay? So when we work with clients now, what we do is we roll out micro learning to their workforce every Tuesday and every Thursday, you know, to reiterate messages and bring messages front of house. And keep that continuous education, you know, part of the process, and get away from the fact that life science education is not just about, as I pointed out before in other videos, you know, a one-time stop in a classroom and you do GMP training.
Right.
People want more and more to be educated in different areas of the business and understand different areas of the business. And training departments want to be able to reiterate messages at certain key points as well. So for example, if you're going to have an audit, you know, we're doing a program at the moment for a company. We're rolling out micro training around auditing, how to get ready for an audit when auditors come on site. So it's keeping all that information, you know, current and key to the workforce. And what we're finding as well is, you know, they love receiving like the 60-second videos on a Tuesday or a 60-second video on a Thursday, because, you know, it keeps them, you know, engaged in the whole aspect of learning. And it's a lot easier to digest 60 seconds in 45 minutes.
You just did a really good job outlining, I think, something that's a bit of a misconception. A lot of times people hear microlearning and they think it is a video that is between 3 and 5 minutes long. But as you really well articulated, it's a philosophy, it's a program. It's about understanding how to create a small asset with a particular learning objective that can be met and deploying it in an appropriate way spatially to help either create or reinforce certain concepts. You talked about 60-second videos. Is that the primary modality that you're currently using? Are there other approaches to microlearning that you've employed?
Yeah, I mean, typically it's like 45 seconds to maybe 90 seconds, maybe even 2 minutes. So they're the kind of the sweet spot areas that we roll out like twice a week to our customers. Like, so yeah, I mean, what we do then as well is we take key aspects of certain long form courses or the macro courses, and we take, you know, micro videos of those and roll out those to kind of reinforce messaging as well. You know, so yeah, that's kind of how the approach we're taking at the moment. And again, you know, to go back on something I said previously in a previous video, you know, that again is in alignment with the strategy. So we align the micro learning strategy as well with the companies, not only the macro learning strategy. So again, you know, that consultancy aspect is key to how we deliver.
How much of the micro learning concept is, let's say, urging customers to want to make more bespoke, customized, small assets? I would suspect that has been a major change, whereas people used to want to create customizations of these macro courses, which was hugely expensive, very costly. I'm hearing more and more customers thinking about micro learning as a way to customize a program and complement the macro assets. Are you seeing a lot of that?
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, you kind of drip feed, then you might have, you know, 6 micro training videos in a program, and you drip feed one every week to them, you know. So it's about aligning that strategy as well. You know, I'll refer back to data integrity as well, getting a company ready for an audit around software validation, for example. So we rolled out, you know, key micro learnings around Alcoa and Alcoa Plus to get everybody thinking about, you know, what questions they were going to be asked and how they actually, you know, did their validation in terms of Alcoa Plus, because that's really how people are doing their qualifications and validations going forward. So, you know, to keep all that stuff, you know, front of house, micro learning really is a great way to do that.
It's fantastic. So in summary, I think I'm hearing you say you, as the founder and CEO of Learnaboutgmp, have embraced microlearning. And I think it makes sense for a customer to seek a vendor, come for the macro learning, stay because of the micro learning if you really want to have a successful program where you're embracing all of the more modern learning frameworks. And it sounds like you've done a really good job of that. And in a really succinct way, talked about some of the key ideas around spacing, around size. Congratulations to Graham, because everyone talks about short videos, but if you're genuinely doing between 45 and 90 seconds, I think you're really getting it right. So that's good stuff.
Yeah, thanks, Kent.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely pick this conversation up. I think we have a few more topics that we want to touch on. So until next time, Graham, thanks for joining me.